Going back to the source is our approach to go back to the ancient wisdom, which is basically the Upanishads, the Vedas, the references that are left for us to pick up. हमने एनालाइज किया कि कुछ 4-5 चीज़ें हैं जो इंसान को पूरे टाइम ऑक्यूपाइड रखती हैं. It's the tension about the future, anxiety about the past and the present, and health, wealth, and succession also sometimes. So we thought, let's go back to the source and pick up some 108 topics. First of all, what is your view on this approach and the Wisdom Project 108 podcast series?
Wonderful, wonderful. It has, in my opinion, both numerical significance as well as I think it's a very clever idea at the root of it. But let's look at it from the perspective of the cosmos itself. I'm an astrologer, right? Let me look at it astrologically. Why 108? I mean, 108 is a brilliant number to start with, right? हम मंत्र जपते हैं तो also we rely on mala of 108, right? What is so special about 108? See, very simply put, astrology में we talk about 12 zodiac signs, right? And there are the 9 planets, the Navagrahas that we talk about, right? So 108 is basically the product of 12 into 9. The 12 houses that constitute the entire cosmos, all the areas of life, including, as you mentioned, health, wealth, succession, everything that you can think of in this world, and the influence on these areas by these 9 planets. So 108 is a brilliant idea, and I'm very sure by the time you guys go through with the 108 episodes and different ideas are explored, you would also have touched upon different segments, with the so-called universe or the so-called world that we are in a very wise manner. And all the best to you for that.
With Santosh, I'm going 5,000 years back to bring you the wisdom from the world of Jyotish Vidya. Going back to the source के बारे में Satish, what do you think? And 108 का significance क्या है?
Oh, wonderful. I think in a way, astrology also has similar parallelences. For example, you've cleverly chosen a number 108, right? And also the tagline going back to the source. Very interesting. See, even in astrology, the whole emphasis is on the 12 zodiac signs that we normally talk of, right? And the Indian system of astrology always speaks about the Navagrahas, the 9 planets. Now, if you see, 12 into 9 is equal to 108, right? In a way, it covers the entire spectrum or the entire cosmos or the entire universe. For an individual person, it would cover everything that happens in their life, whether it is in the area of finance, it's in the area of children, it's in the area related to career, health, whatnot. So this 108 is like a spectrum entirely. Now, to think about it, we need to live and lead this life blissfully, peacefully, happily, wisely, right? So we need to go back to the people who have found the formula for that, isn't it? And our Upanishads, our Vedas have the answers to it. The Gita has answers to it. So going back to the source naturally is a perfect tagline to go with 108.
Wow. Job well done.
Never thought of it.
No, never thought of it this way. We have lots of questions today lined up for you, Satish. So let's dive in.
Basically, what I want to know from you, Satish, is what's the correct perspective to look at Jyotish? If I have to kind of anecdotally talk about a GPS system, global positioning system, or crystal ball gazing, or even the compass for that matter, when it comes to direction, can you guide us a little more, like how in terms like of a Google map, the destination is your success and we want to get into astrology to know when do I get my success? Maybe that's one point. Or some kind of a direction in life. So my question to you is, how can I achieve that success? Or maybe like a more of a tool for self-exploration. How can astrology help you?
Fine. See, this is a very common question that astrologers get asked, and even as a student, as a learner of astrology, this is something that as a learner we ask ourselves. How do we use astrology ultimately?
Yeah.
Okay. It can be used in 2 ways, or generally that is the perception. One perception is as if it is a crystal ball that you gaze into and see your future point blank.
Yeah.
And that is a general perception of how it is made out. But the other one that you gave, the Google Maps navigation, that is probably a best fit for astrology as a subject, as a science. The reason is because astrology is going to help you, or let me rather not use the word astrology, The word astrology comes from the collection of words astro and logos. It is basically the logic and the study of the stars. But the Indian system was always called as Jyotisha. Jyoti basically means the light,
Yeah.
right? The light within us also, by the way. And Jyotisha would mean where is your light going to come from? And where is your light going to come from has got a very deeper meaning. Okay, so when you say success, success itself could mean different things to different people, right? So where is your light going to come from? If money is what your definition of success is, where is it going to come from? If spiritual attainment is what your definition of success is, so where is it going to come from? So Jyotisha delves into that. Now, if you look at it like a map, so basically it is going to try and tell you which is the best path that you can take, right? We can take multiple paths, isn't it? For example, I want to earn money. Now, I can loot somebody, or I can work hard, or I can work smart, or I can invest smart. There are so many ways. Same ways, if I have to, go for say health, I could probably try yoga. I could probably, use sort of, some new modern day medicines, or I could probably go back to a gym or something. So every attainment, every achievement that you have or something that you plan for, there are multiple ways to reach it. So be it also in the cases of spirituality also, right? So as the Gita would, expound it a bit that there is bhakti, there is jnana, there is karma. There are so many different margas to reach a particular place. Astrology tells you, right, when you put it on and you say, this is my location and I plan to be there, right? So astrology tells you, or Jyotisha tells you, which route is the best for you based on the placement of the celestial bodies on your chart. So your chart is in a way trying to tell you what you are good at, where your strengths lie, where your weaknesses lie, and therefore it is a self-exploration, self-development process. And if you are developing yourselves well enough, it's very natural that you would reach to your goal that much faster. Astrology has to be used like that. Because a crystal ball is going to give you a very finite, fixed picture. Whereas a map is trying to tell you that if you don't take action to reach that place, you're not going to reach it. Okay, there will be traffic, there will be hurdles, the road will be bad, get your vehicle in order, lot of things. So astrology is going to tell you like a milestone that this is the place. But then the effort to reach there, the purusharth which we say, that you have to do it yourselves. That is how we have to see astrology.
Hopefully, just like on a GPS, वैसा ना हो कि ना too much of traffic, red light, red zone, कि कहाँ at least एक आगे तो okay green या blue का एक hope तो है. That's where it should be. At least you have some kind of fingers crossed.
It does happen, right? It does happen. But then that only indicates that you need to be more patient in some cases, or you need to change your vehicle, right? So, abhi gaadi mein aaye ho to utro, take a bike and maybe travel, right? So it is trying to ask you to be flexible, okay, and change your approach from time and again. So we can't be, always relying on astrology, 100%.
Yeah.
We always have to know that there is a lot of, amount of free will and wisdom that we have also to tap in. Astrology is only going to tell you what the climate is like, okay? But then whether you carry an umbrella or a raincoat, it's finally in your hands.
So basically, to use astrology or astrological tools or guidance, one should look at it as a GPS in your phone. That guides you multiple ways to reach your destination, but carrying the umbrella or not to carry the umbrella will make the difference, right?